Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about stepping stones. I wanted to talk about everything being temporary, everything that happens in your life, everything that you experience, the people, places, and things that you experience, and losing the detachment and form of that awareness and knowing that everything is a reflection in your life and everything is a stepping stone and everything is a reflection for you to let go of the deception and allowing yourself to take control of your own life, take control of your own reality, but allow yourself to really take control over what you want to project and to immerse yourself within this new generation of energy, within new parallel timelines, within the new reality and the paradigm that you're assuming yourself in, and knowing that everything in your life is temporary. People, places, and things are temporary. It means that it's not always forever, it doesn't always last forever, but it means that everything has to change and migrate, and the frequency and the energy has to change in order for us to migrate into the newfound destiny, into the newfound consciousness that we are, so that we're able to project and channel a new energetic signature and be able to give to our aura, give our time to dedication, to resonance, to repetition, to allowance, so that we can create and generate different ways of service so that we're not beholden to a specific form, to a specific resonance, to a specific consciousness. So we allow ourselves to change with the seasons. We allow ourselves to lose the sense of time because we're in the absence of time. And then we see that when we embrace God's light, when we embrace God's resonance, they will always place us exactly where we're supposed to be, and they will place us exactly where we're needed and where our service and our love and our meditative craft is supposed to be. So a lot of you are going through changes in relationship, jobs, finances, whatever it may be going through your life. A lot of you are going through those changes because they want you in a different place. They want you with a different family. They want you with a different spiritual origination of who you are, so that you're able to interact with different souls, different soul contracts, different twin flames, different soulmates, so that you're able to experience new experiences, new journeys, new manifestations, new realities. So a lot of the times when we get abrupt change and we allow ourselves to accept the change that presents itself, then we see that every time that we give ourselves to that change, we're actually being more transformed in the present moment so that we're manifesting the future moment. So we're quantum leaping and shifting into a different aspect of the I Am Presence. We're allowing ourselves to see ourselves encompassed in a much different light. So every time that we grow and change and shift into the new reality, we see that everything that we try to channel, our divinity, our resonance, everything that we're trying to focus on, we have to focus on something different and change the perception of that, change the meaning of that, and changing the theme and the narrative and the story that's attached with it. And it changes us throughout and in our reality. It changes us and molds us into a different character. It changes us entirely and allows us to get the most healing, wisdom, and balance when we understand that everything is temporary. So if we understand this, and we understand that people, places, things, certain ways that we live continuously, it means that there's a continuous progression of infinity. When we are infinite in our nature, we have to immerse ourselves in many different ways and express ourselves in many different ways. And every time that you change and grow and shift, you have allowance, you're receiving, you're seeing that your life is going in the direction that it's supposed to, and it's going to end up for the best and for all that's involved. So seeing that and understanding that is that you can't hold on to things. Sometimes you have to let go of things, meaning not just let go of ego or vanity or emotions, but sometimes it could be jobs, it could be people, it could be your own money. It could be sometimes the very fact that you've had friends your entire life and you don't resonate within that energy anymore and you have to change. And some people will start seeing you grow and manifest and change into the person that you're supposed to be. And then some people won't agree with that. Some people won't resonate with it. But you have to keep moving forward and push forward and keep going and motivate yourself past whatever's being thrown at you, whatever's being reflected at you, whatever's being projected onto you. And you have to go with your own resonance at the end of the day. Because when you allow yourself to do that, you see that everything in your life changes for the better. It actually will be much better than it once was. And sometimes when our life stays at a certain point, we have to make a decision and make wise choices and trust our talents in changing times and see that we just need to make the shift. We need to allow for the reception, for the obedience and the guidance and the messages from Spirit so that we're able to really fully embrace Source in our own way. And lead by that. Lead with your heart's desire. Lead with that purification. Lead by your own design as the architect of your own creation. So we're all building and expanding upon something, and sometimes we have to understand that we're not a finished product, and it is ground zero, and we are changing for the better. And sometimes we have to go through hurdles, tribulations, challenges, things that don't seem very bright and wondrous and magical, but ultimately they are, because they are expansion, and it is loving, and it is vibrant. Because if you weren't going through those things, then that means that your journey wouldn't even matter. But it does matter, and your existence has a reason to be here. And we all have a reason to be of service, and we all have a reason to change within our lives. So all the time we are in a moment to see that everything is completely temporary, and that just because it's temporary doesn't mean that it's not going to elevate and empower its own energy. And then it's going to take the shape and the form of something else. And it's helping us have a spatial awareness to see exactly what is around us, to be listening what's around us, but also be aware of what's around us and see that it's all happening and revolving around us. And we have to pick up on the signs and the confirmations and the miracles that are on our way so that we are able to decipher the encrypted messages that we receive. So sometimes I think a lot of people are hard on themselves because things haven't changed, or they've been stuck in a migration period, or they've been with a soul contract for 20 years, or maybe they felt like they don't know how to meditate even better, even though they've been meditating for 2 years now. But sometimes it takes time and maturation, and sometimes it takes a lot of integration and accumulation of really channeling your divinity and your energy and your prosperous nature. So sometimes it does take time to attract the things that you really want in your life, but a lot of that takes a lot of subtraction, a lot of sacrifice, because you're sacrificing all the things that are limiting you and putting you in a category or a box, and you're separating yourself from that and tapping into inseparability. So when you're allowing yourself to do that, you see that you move, you go with the current, you go into uncharted waters, you go where it doesn't seem familiar, and you go completely in the unknown. And the unknown sometimes is a bit scary, or it's a bit troublesome, or it's a bit unknown because you don't know anything about it. But the unknown allows us to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone and allows us to really align with the energy that we're supposed to align with. It allows us to really follow suit exactly what we need to experience. So don't be afraid of what you experience, or how you experience it, or how you attract it to yourself, or how it comes into fruition. But just know that the journey was meant to be enjoyed regardless of what happens in your life. And sometimes it might not be enjoyable, and sometimes it might be enjoyable. But we have to decipher and see, do we want to be enjoyment? Do we want to be empowerment? Do we want to be heaven or hell? Do we want to be experience itself? Do we want to be the manifestation of life? And seeing that Source is infinite in its nature, Source is infinite in its own abundance, and Source is infinite in how it changes and progresses and emulates all the time and how it receives. So we allow ourselves to receive exactly what we want to receive and what we want to look at and what we want to experience at this moment in time. And seeing that we're here to experience that, we're here to decipher the encrypted messages and the codes that present themselves to us, and see that God is working on our behalf. God is working for us. Source is working through us, allowing ourselves to really emanate and resonate within the higher self's wisdom, so that we are able to have discernment, have wisdom, have wisdom beyond our own years, but also have the ability to be susceptible to what is around us, so that we're not being led astray, we're not being led in this direction, but we're being led exactly in the direction that we want to be, so we're not susceptible to other bullshit, basically. So don't give up on oneself. Don't give up on yourselves. Always believe in what you're doing. Always believe that God will always get you to where you need to be, and it all works out in the end for all of us, regardless of how it looks like. It always works out for everybody. It always shifts and ignites that flame of passion, and then sometimes we have to rebuild. Sometimes you have to have a breakdown that turns into a breakthrough. Sometimes we have to initiate another state of being, another state of awareness, another state of understanding. And when we have the ability to do that, then it just changes the complete experience of how we immerse ourselves within our reality. So reality is calling you. Your destiny is calling you. Your calling is calling you. And we always have to answer that call, whether we don't want to or not. And kind of looking at the phone and being like, I don't necessarily want to answer that call, but we do have to answer the call ultimately. And we do have to own our own shit, basically. At the end of the day, we all have to face ourselves. So as you are growing and continuing the ongoing progression, just understand that everything is temporary. It's not forever, and sometimes it's very abrupt, sometimes it's very accelerated. But it's just accepting the acceleration as it presents itself to you. And as you accept that acceleration, as you accept that wisdom that comes through you, that channels through you, that has the divinity of you, and having complete allowance and presence and being in that present moment, and just seeing where you can take the little hints and slivers of the light creeping in, crashing in. So we can kind of look at our life and kind of pick it apart, or we can kind of take out the pieces that look really good and see how we can benefit the most from that. So it's kind of looking at your life from a different perception, perspective, and alignment always. And knowing that it's not always black and white, but there's definitely a gray area within our experience, within our realities, and how we're immersing ourselves in them, and how we're actually inside of them and living inside of our own prophecy and manifestations and experiences. And the very fact that we are being pulled into many different directions. So sometimes you may not know where to go with your journey, but sometimes there's just that, like that little hint and sliver of light that kind of shows you the north, east, south, and west, and then you're like, oh, I want to go north, that's where I'm supposed to go. Oh, I'm supposed to go south, that's where I'm supposed to go. And just allow Source to lead you to wherever you want to go, and whatever makes you happiest, whatever makes you most fulfilled, and whatever makes you most excited. And seeing that follow our excitement sometimes means that we have to do some things that maybe we weren't ready for. Maybe we weren't ready for that type of manifestation or experience, but then we kind of pick up the pace and we adapt to our environment, and then we just adapt to that state of being that we are now, and then we just go with it. And then breadcrumbs will fall, and the breadcrumb trail of excitement will fall down, and you'll follow the trail, and you'll follow the confirmations and the signs and the miracles that are along your path, and you'll just pick it up. And then everything will be okay, and everything will fall into place as it should be. And that you have an anointing and a grace and a transcendence inside of your guys' selves that transcends all personal bias, that transcends everything, that really allows you to change the scope and the reality of who you are at this exact moment. So meaning that none of us really know or understand why we're here, but a lot of us will always know that whenever we create and generate from our own reality, we are here for a specific amount of time, so we have to make most of the time that we have been given, and the days that we are given, and the existence that we have. So we're just here to make the most of this brief human experience. And as we make the most of it, sometimes we have to make a lot of choices, experiences, decisions, alignment, and conscious projections to allow ourselves to really see what can we experience, how do we want to experience it, how do we want to immerse ourselves in it, but also how we want to become it and encapsulate that energy and encapsulate that nature. So sometimes it's the ability to change the energy, change the current of the direction, and change the alignment that presents itself to us, and see that everything in our life is changing for the better, and we're allowing ourselves to really immerse ourselves in a much different reality. And that it doesn't have to be anything that is very complicated, but it can be very simple, that you just want fulfillment, that you want happiness, that you want love, that you want to dream again, and that you want to realize more of who you are and realize more of what you want to become in that moment, and seeing that everything can change within an instant of you really aligning to it, you really becoming it, and you becoming the extension of source energy that you want to become in that moment. So sometimes it's the ability to see that we're not always just here, we're omnipresent, we're everywhere, and that everything is temporary, and we have to morph and change and shapeshift into anything that we need to become, that formlessness of creation. And allowing ourselves to become that formlessness of creation sometimes requires us to see that reality isn't a physical thing, but it's a non-physical thing, and it's a essence of energy, of signature, of alignment, of dedication, and of receptivity and acceptance. And then you're able to quantum shift into your own reality. And then everything happens for a transcendent reason. It all is led by transcendent reason. Everything is led by a reason of becoming, of existing, of coming back into balance with source energy. And we're going to do a healing energy to help us really understand what it means to be a being that wants service, wants love, wants satisfaction and fulfillment, and anything that it wants to experience. But sometimes we can't stay in a reality that we've been in, even though it's been high vibrational. But then we have to move with the next stage and phase and awareness and experience that we want to immerse ourselves in, and see that it's pulling us in that direction, and see that it's changing us and molding us and building our character and our personality, so that we're able to transform and shift into that quantum acceptance, so that we allow ourselves to change with that. So we're going to do some healing energy. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for stopping by on the live. It is really rainy and a bit cold out here. So if you want to take part in this healing energy, feel free to do so. Also, I have private sessions for $50 for 1 hour sessions if you want to take part in this healing energy. And also, I hope that you enjoyed the live. Sometimes I don't look how many people are on the live, because I never know. And sometimes the internet connection is crazy. And I'm also going to be going live around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern doing readings. They are $15 donations. We're going to tap into our 12th dimensional frequencies, activating our energetic signature and our aura. Archangel's 11 light, who's the one that cleanses us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia Earth, grounding into the earth. Archangel Sandalphon's golden violet flame dragons are going to offer a flame of protection and psychic protection and energetic purification, removing blockages, and also codes, frequency, and downloads coming in to help you ascend to 300 levels. Downloads for good health, and frequency to access new parallel reality and timelines. The unicorns are helping us tap into our inner child, our imagination, being more light and airy. We're going to tap into the fox energy, trusting our talents in changing times. Opening up windows of prosperity. We have the dolphin helping us tap into our ninth dimensional frequencies. And tap into the monad, the I am presence. The 12 aspects of the I am presence in different realms, different planes, different universes. And we're going to activate our galactic chakras as well. Connect with the higher self's frequency. And we're going to see that everything in our reality is temporary, people, places, and things, and to ditch the attachment, to learn how to detach from the illusion, to learn how to manipulate the energy of the illusion, and to bend time and bend reality and bend situations and circumstances to the way that we want to generate them. And to become that electromagnetic kinetic source energy. And we're going to tap in with the tree people as well, to help ground, to help to use affirmations, and to help access our most relaxed state. And we're going to do the Kundalini energy, and we're going to have quick release and rejuvenation. Sense and sensibility, the intuitive investigator fully realized, and the most aligned seeker here and now. To use your telepathic abilities, your empathic abilities, your sensitivities and receptivity, but also be able to see within the spirit, accessing visions, prophetic visions, psychic visions, premonitions. Whatever you project and speak has a way to manifest itself. Everything you lose, you will be reciprocated. Every time that you transform, you will elevate the energy that is present. Accept this healing energy as a permission slip to see that no matter how much your life changes, no matter what you migrate into, no matter how much you integrate and heal and transform and shift into new paradigms, relationship realities, financial situations, anything that you experience, it will all happen and fall into place, and everything will work out as it should. Breathe and receive. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You'll know who you are. And you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is God manifested in the human form. And so it is. Always fall asleep when I do that. Never stops. So I hope you guys really enjoy the healing energy, and also just understand that everything in your reality can't stay the same. You always have to have something different in your reality, something different to expand within yourself, something different to elevate the energy, but also to push you into a different stage of reality, of sense perceptions, of awareness, and being able to help you fluctuate through those energies, and to help you find out the profound things that will surprise you in your reality. That comes with allowance, that comes with integration, that comes with really becoming who we're supposed to be. And sometimes who we're supposed to be may not be exactly who we're supposed to be right now, but it doesn't mean that that person doesn't exist. So we always have a reason to exist. Don't give up on yourselves, don't give up on your journeys, and don't give up on the very fact that God gives grace and glory to us all, and gives us the boldness, gives us the way to be courageous, a way to be honest, a way to be clear, and a way to emulate God's love and His awareness and His existence and His omnipresence. So just accept that and know that it's for real. Know that it's real. Know that it's not fake. So this is White Wolf. Thank you for being a part of this live. I have private sessions for $50. I'm doing a $50 special, and around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing readings for $15. So I know a lot of people are going through financial struggle. I know people are struggling themselves and going through a lot of different changes and stuff like that. And I wanted to do those specials for you guys. So, and also I'm going to try to do a psychic class for $50 too. If I get 5 or 6 people, probably do it on WhatsApp or Zoom. So thank you guys. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor to serve you in any way that I can. So this is White Wolf signing off, and so it is. Text me on my TikTok, email me, text me, White Wolf the Oracle on YouTube and Facebook. If you need to find me, just text me. So thank you guys.